Earlier this week, is it a happy birthday? Is there much to celebrate?
It's a happy birthday. We will be celebrating the whole day today because a very important milestone is the oldest movement in the continent by far, and therefore we have survived many difficult periods. Here we are, we must now celebrate.
To what can you attribute the longevity of the ANC?
ANC is guided by two keywords. It is preservation and adaptation. It preserves what is good and adapts to changing circumstances, and it continues to survive all the time. As long as it does that, that's why if you go to the ANC, we always talk about something we call renewal. Renewal means adaptation, adjust your tactics. The strategies remain the same, the tactics change from time to time.
It has taken a bit of a knocking at the polls in the general elections in the past few elections that we've seen in South Africa. What is your plan going forward to try and recoup some of your losses?
You see, if you get in elections more than 55% anywhere in the world, that is called a resounding victory. So we had a resounding victory, we're about above 60, and therefore the exaggeration of the ANC getting big knock, losing is an exaggeration. It's what people pray for and wish for. We are strong, we are there, we swim against all odds, opposition, being so negative about our country. Our responsibility is to educate our people about being positive, about what we want to do, everybody coming to the party and participating.
Now, when one turns 103, I'd imagine, there's a sense of nostalgia. Perhaps it comes with old age. This ANC that we're celebrating today, you've spoken about in light of the Freedom Charter, which turns 60 this year. You've spoken about reclaiming the Freedom Charter. What exactly do you mean by that?
What I mean by reclaiming is that you can't leave the Freedom Charter to be in the hands of opportunists and populists. Because if you do that, it is going to be distorted and our people are going to be misled. We must take it out there. When we talk of Freedom Charter forums, we're going to have lectures all over the country, explain what the Freedom Charter is, what the background is, what is it that has been achieved, what should be done more to achieve what is the Freedom Charter. If we don't do that, opportunists and populists are going to distort it.
Now, at any birthday celebration, one would invite their friends. Let's talk about the friends of the ANC now, in particular the Tripartite Alliance. Going into 2015, last year, we saw some trouble brewing in Kosatu. We know that Nomsa was expelled. What is the state of the alliance as we celebrate at the ANC's 103rd birthday?
At the level of the alliance, we are working together. There are problems in the federation. We will continue working with them for them to get the solution to the problem. You can't impose solution to an organization that is independent, like COSATU, but we'll continue working with them to find their solution.
Okay. We've spoken about the friends who are invited to the birthday party. Let's maybe talk about some of your detractors, some of the enemies. They didn't take too kindly to your comments a little bit earlier that were to the tune of perhaps the Western Cape being an apartheid tactic province, one that introduces influx control in terms of calling people from the Eastern Cape refugees. What did you mean by that, and what do you have to say about your detractors?
It is not about them accepting what I say. It's a fact. You come to the Western Cape, you get all sorts of conditions to get to a stadium as if you are going to a World Cup match. We are not in a World Cup match, we are in a rally of the ANC. To expect us to go to compute ticket and queue there to buy tickets to a rally of the ANC is actually influx control. To say don't bring the buses, drop people on the stadium, there will be a shuttle service, is a way of controlling influx. Pay upfront, and they hope against hope that will not have the money to pay them upfront. We have paid them upfront, and they charge additional that. We have paid everything that they wanted. We are here. We must now fill this stadium. We must allow our people to celebrate in the city of Cape Town, because Cape Town must be painted yellow. It can't be kept white forever.
Now, talking about support from the Western Cape, I don't know if the gentlemen have moved, but we've seen a representation of, if I can call them coloured South Africans, some white South Africans, of course the majority here being black South Africans. If I can be as crude as to racialize in those terms, they have been represented here in their numbers. But what is your strategy as the ANC? I take it you've been speaking a lot of Afrikaans today, this week in particular. What is your strategy to woo Western Cape residents?
Praat Afrikaans deeglijks. So it's not my problem to speak Afrikaans. We've been to the farms, we talk to farmers, we talk to everybody. The only way you can win the Western Cape is to talk to everybody. Because unfortunately, Africans are not a majority in the Western Cape. So if you want to get that majority, you may have to cross that line. And that is what we have been doing all the time. But we want to have more reliable supporters of the ANC who are consistent about it, who can go out and mobilize others and discover that the ANC is home for everybody. It's not a racial organization, it's a non-racial organization.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe. South Africa, I tell you, the Western Cape is black, green and gold today. It's a sea of black, green and gold as far as the eye can see. And it's much ado about the ANC's 103rd birthday anniversary. Lucanyo, what can you tell us from where you are at the moment?
Ayanda, thank you very much.